Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Isle in 2025. Now, over the years, the Isle has had some highs and some lows, but I think that 2025 for the Isle will be its year, if not of many to come. Now, last year the Isle only got 2 dinosaurs, give or take. We got, I think, Diablo in August and Maya in December, if you count that as a year. So this year, it's hopefully looking like we'll be getting around 4 new dinosaurs, maybe more. I think for sure Rex, Allo and Trike, and probably Ostro, and maybe Kentro and Barry. And if the Isle gods came down with a gift, they might give us Para. The reason I say that is because Trike just got its sparring implemented, or at least the first iteration of it, and it isn't beautiful, but it is. But Trike itself in the game after 5 years. Now, after Trike's implementation, and I'm assuming once they finish up on sparring and everything, Trike is going to be removed, and then we'll be getting Rex and then them together. So I'll pull up a photo of that from what Dondi said, but it's looking like Rex in at least the next month, surely, because Trike's been out for a couple weeks now and everyone's always hungry for more content. Now, Allosaurus wise, we've seen a lot on Allo for a while, and a lot of people were expecting it to come before Rex and Trike, just because if it comes after, it wouldn't be as much of a powerhouse as it would if it was before. But that doesn't really matter, because Allo and Rex are 2 completely different niches. I don't see what people mean by Allo being kind of drowned out, but Allo will definitely have its time to shine for sure. It might or may not be my favorite dinosaur, but we'll see how it turns out in the game. Allo will probably come out around... what month is it now? We're in March? I'd say, May's 2 months away, but we might not have Rex and Trike in the real game until May. So I'd say May to June in the Horde test. I think that's realistic. And by the time Allo's done, you would surely hope Ostro would be ready soon. So I'd hope Ostro August. Anyone? We've seen tons of Ostro for a while now, and looking at things like Diablo, when it now released, we would see animations and stuff for it about a year or more beforehand. So I'd say the average dinosaur has like a 1.5 year lifespan in development. So I would expect Ostro to be pretty near release, and near in Isle terms meaning 4 to 7 months. But we never know, we might get surprised and get Rex, Trike, Allo, Ostro back to back, but that's very wishful thinking. And then of course, everyone's favourite, Baryonyx. I would have to say, Baryonyx. Orni's, he said it better than I ever could. And of course, you can't forget Kentro. It has been in the works for a long time now too, and it looks, I think it could be a contester. And when I say it could be a contester, I see it as a really viable creature, and with those 2 side spikes, I think it could have a really cool spin that Stego doesn't have, because rather than it just relying on its size, it's got to rely on it's more like an agile spiky tail thing, if that makes sense. But looking at, because we had a gap from August to December no dinosaurs, so let's say we got Ostro in August, then it wouldn't be too crazy to say we'd wait another 4 months and get no dinosaurs. You'd hope we'd at least get Barry and Ostro. And honestly, even though we're seeing a bit for Para, I don't think it will make the cut this year. So bye bye Para. We did see on Dondi's stream a bit ago it in the new nesting grounds in the new Redwoods biome, I think it is. We'll get to that later. And it does look... the sounds the Para makes, don't get me started. Elders. Oh, Elders. If I could be excited for any mechanic, it would be this one. Elders have been in the works. I can remember hearing about them in 2021 and being like, oh, can't wait for those to release, right guys? Well, it's finally happening, and while we do have some less graceful elders like Packy, we do have some really cool looking ones. Even ones that don't have that much detail like Shant, and maybe that's just my bias because I really like Shant. It looks cool, like they look like an elder. And seeing Elder finally coming to the game this year, I'm hoping, well I'm pretty sure they said after Rex and Trike, so maybe Aloe and Elders this year coming together. Or it wouldn't be crazy to say Elders after Aloe because I think they're near to getting ready, so surely, right? And then of course, dinosaur kit wise, Hipsy is going to be getting some basic climbing, which is really cool. Rare is going to get some, I think, climbing adjustments so that it can like move sideways more smoothly, because right now it's a bit like slowly crawling side to side, but then you can super speed crawl up like trees. And I also know that its ability to crawl on metal will be actually getting removed. That was never meant to happen. And I mean, it makes sense. No one dinosaur should be able to climb up metal surfaces that you can't grip on, unlike wood. Dryo burrowing. It's about time. Dryo has been put to the side like a dirty rag. It has not been given the love it needs. And it's about time it gets burrowing, because without it... Sorry, I'm sick. Without Dryo's burrowing, it kinda sucks. It's a little, and it's fast, but everything's fast now. It's not like legacy days where the little Dryo could just dash off into the trees. No, everything is fast in Avrima. So it's not the most viable dinosaur, and that's why it's kind of an endangered species on all servers unless you play on Peptispeds or something. That has way more players than any official. Another thing I've been seeing in the works is dinosaurs getting little more tweak animations. Like I saw, I think in the dev blog, another Omniraptor thing where it's like a different type of pounce, or a Ceratosaurus where it's like a gullet throat thing like moves as like a new idle animation. And it's always cool to see those new animations because it just adds that little bit more of depth and detail to every dinosaur. And steep cliffs being traversable. So I don't know if you guys saw in the dev blog, but there was a thing with like a Tenno, and it was like on the side of the cliff, but it's like gripping it. Pause. And I think they're working on implementing this feature where dinosaurs will be able to slide down hills realistically, rather than in like whenever you fall, you're just this rock solid box that slides and then hits the ground as if gravity wouldn't flatten you down. Another thing I'm pretty excited for, because we've had this UI for a while, a new UI. Why am I so excited for this? Well, mainly for new players. For too long have we had no tutorial in Avrima, and finally it's going to be coming. Now, the reason a tutorial is so important is because too many times, and I think some Zeddy guy covered this in his video, people come to the game and they see, oh my gosh, cool dinosaur game. They play it, but then they don't know what they're doing, and it turns into a wiki game where you have to search up the map, search up the stats, I guess not really stats, but growth times and stuff, or where to get water, how to hunt AI, how to turn on night vision even. Like, I feel like that's a pretty basic thing in the game, yet so many people, when they come to the game, they don't know how to do it because it isn't taught to them. So I think finally getting this tutorial is going to be really good for the R this year. And I mean, on Zenny's video, he had a couple valid points, but saying stuff like, oh, the game's been in development for 10 years can be misleading because Evrima's been in development for 5, and saying the game never gets updates is also untrue. If you don't spend every hour of your life in the Arnold Discord, you will see the game having progress. I think the issue too much is people get hyperfixed on this game and then they're constantly checking every day like, please, 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 hey Islanders, and it never comes. And then it's like watching paint dry. Of course you're going to be bored, but if you walk in after the paint's dry, you'll appreciate it. Just too much negativity, man. And things like saying, oh, the there's no tutorial and stuff, but not mentioning that one is coming. Some things are just... we need more positivity in the community sometimes. And I mean, it has been better over the years. There has been some drama, but we're getting to a better place in 2025. And I'm happy to see the Isle grow at the rate it is. Brand new records. Even we went from like, well, it was 11,000 until this year. Then we hit 12,000, 13,000, and now 14,000 concurrent players at a period of time. Now, if that doesn't get you excited for the future of the Isle, I don't know what will. Because people say, oh, the Isle's dying, the Isle's dying. But it isn't. And it's always good to see the Isle keep on growing. Because it is a good game. And though it does have a lot of problems, it has so much potential. And I'm so excited, even though I'm getting older now and I started playing the game back in 2020, 2021 after seeing the Game Amoeba play it. I can still appreciate where we are now. People act like the devs just sit around all day waiting for the game to develop itself, and it's really not. I would say they are hard at work, and as someone who's tried to develop games before, I know how tasking and time consuming it is to work on something. And it's really easy to say, oh, the Isle, 2025, nothing's gonna happen again, it's just another year of nothing. But really, if you look at what's happening this year, Trike, Rex, Aloe, Ostro, maybe Kentro and Barry, Elders, Hipsy climbing, Hera climbing adjustments, dry burrowing, Dinosaurs getting more animations, steep cliffs being traversal, a new UI, a new scenting system as well, maybe. And you can't forget, and this has been something the game's really needed for a while, is new AI. When I say new AI, I mean, don't forget all the snails, grasshoppers and stuff, that's cool. But I mean, Dryo, Tenno, Kano, Yuta, those AIs are really necessary because too often than not, especially in the official servers, people, if you're not in the South Plains, the Eastern area, Highlands, any of those hotspots, if you often walk around, like I've had playthroughs where it's just been so lifeless. A redwoods biome has been shown in one of Dondi's streams. Now, a redwoods biome would be a birthday present with a cherry on top. I have seen the redwood biome in Legacies ever since it got removed, and now I've longed to have it once again. Like, yeah, the Highlands is cool, the Plains biome, if you could call it that, is cool, the forests are cool, the beaches, the swamps are cool, but something about the redwoods, the tall trees, the brush, it does something to me. Now, another thing that a lot of Deino players, Defeat P, will love to hear is there's a Deino kit adjustment in the works, all this coming. And from what I've heard, it's going to allow Deino to be able to shoot up through the water and chomp upwards. So like, let's say your Pteranodon's flying through the water skimming, and you just get chomped out of the air by a Deino shooting up. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you see it at zoos and stuff when they put the meat in the air and the crocodile jumps up, so it would make sense for it to be able to do that. And I think giving it more of that viability, because as things like Barry and Spider released and Apex is released that it can't lunge, you're moving into a stage now where less and less of the player base will be lungeable, and there'll be less prey for Dinos and more competition. So getting a kit adjustment like that can always be really helpful. And I am curious to what will happen later in the game when Kretz is released, if a Deino will be able to jump up and grab it by the neck and pull it into the water. I guess we'll see. Now, something not everyone would be excited for, but there's a fair amount of people who are, is humans and the weird cannibal people. In the latest dev blog, we did see a cool little like Reaper, just a plastic Reaper, and that looks cool. And I mean, I'm all for ILO. As surprised as some people are that it has some, and ILO is really cool concept all around. But I think I'm fine with humans as long as there's human servers and there's Dino servers, so that everyone can play the game for them. And I'm sure when humans release, everyone will try them out, like a proper version of humans that are like viable. Everyone will try them out, everyone will have fun with them, and then people will go back to dinosaurs. And then every now and again you're like, oh, why don't we try out humans? Because it'd be a fun concept. And I don't think humans are going to be something that ruins the game that much. They're just going to be like galleys with machine guns that you can fight. And I mean, what's wrong with that? Right? Nesting grounds. Now, I think nesting grounds have been talked about for a while in Islecord and stuff, but I haven't seen too much on them apart from on Dawndy's stream. And I mean, there was nesting grounds in Is the Spyro, but no more. No more, guys. But I think nesting grounds are a pretty cool concept. I don't know how they'd work. I'm assuming maybe the eggs would gestate quicker or healthier. Maybe you'd like spawn in with better diets because the soil's better. I don't know. Or like the nests would stay warmer because the soil's more compact in the nesting grounds, or it's the temperature there. I'm not sure. Anyways, guys. Sorry for waffling this much today. I just thought I'd talk about the Island 2025. It is my first time doing a discussion video like this, but it won't be the last. Let me know if I can improve at all, if I'm waffling off too much or whatnot, but nonetheless, guys, like and subscribe if you want to see some more content. I'm not sure what I'll discuss next. I'll probably waffle about some dinosaur coming to the island if it's viable, but until then, guys, like and subscribe and see you in the next one.